Hello and welcome. I'm Anna, and today I'm so excited and so grateful that we're going to be speaking with a client of mine. Her name is Goodness, and I'll be asking her a couple of questions, what it's been like for her in her own journey of transformational and business, and what it's been like and what she has overcome and how she is today. So please welcome. I'm so happy that you're here.
Thank you for having me, Anna. It's a pleasure.
So I want to ask you, where were you before we started working together? Where were you in your life and, in your career? What were you doing? And, just share a little bit about, where you were.
Yeah, good question. Thanks for having me once again. Before I met you, I had just quit my job and decided to go full time in my self-employment journey. Of course, I had registered my business for a few years before then, but it's just been in the background trying to figure things out. So the moment I went full time, kind of felt confused how best to pursue the journey so as to make progress. And so I just jumped into one of those Facebook groups for internationals, and I made a post asking for ideas from other international women, how best they will go about a situation like mine. I'm just starting out, trying to figure out my ideal audience. I'm English speaking, and how do I really figure out the audience and my market and how to approach them? So it was that post that got us connected.
And so you shared with us that you had registered your business, and from what I understand correctly, you had it for 3 years. Is that right? When you were working full time, or was it just less?
Yeah, I had registered it in 2021, but it wasn't possible really. I've tried to see if I could do it alongside my full-time job, but it's really been difficult navigating. I'm also a mom to 3 active kids, so trying to see how to do all of that together. I have seen people do it and succeeded with it, but it just didn't work out for me. And I have, over those years, been acquiring different trainings, different courses. I've had a couple of coaches along the line, but really getting progress along that business path wasn't happening. And but at the beginning of this year, I was just done with the corporate thing. I needed a change, desperately needed a change, and I didn't want to go applying for a new job. Everything within me just didn't want to go about applying for a new job. And I felt I could bet on myself and go give this self-employment thing full attention, pretty much. Yeah.
And can I ask you, so when we met, is that the time when you decided that you wanted to give it full attention? Why did you decide then uh, to jump into this coaching and healing support? What was the underlining decision?
Before I met you, I had already quit my job. So I think I met you a day or 2 days into my new world, into my new reality. Now the job is gone, and I now have to do the business. Before starting, it always looks so rosy, and then the day comes, and okay, how do I make money now? What next? So, and I have been guilty of doing all kinds of things, different things, start and stop activities that make me keep restarting every other time and not making progress. And I was careful not to continue that route. I wanted to be more focused and start working on something that will lead towards progress. And so I wasn't prepared for coaching though. I was not, because I've had coaching in the past, and there's nothing wrong with any of the coaches I've had in the past. It's just that I was not positioned at the time to fully take advantage of those sessions and implement a lot of the things that I did get from those sessions. But when you responded to my posts on the Facebook group, it kind of created a curiosity in me to find out more. And yeah, I asked for more and we got talking. And before I knew it, I made a decision to sign up for coaching with you.
I'm really happy as well because it's been such a journey that I've witnessed you from where you were all the way up until now. Even I remember the first week, there was really a lot going on that you overcame like very quickly. So talk me through, what was your journey like for you? Because like working together, it started very quickly. A lot of things started surfacing like immediately. So, how was your journey from, in the beginning and all the way up until now?
Yeah, so I'm a bookkeeper, and my business is about bookkeeping for entrepreneurs in the Netherlands. And I have been in touch with a few people before meeting you, and I do tax returns. So before meeting you in April, tax return process already started around March. So I already had a couple of people that I was helping with their tax returns, and I had a previous someone in my network who had a business who also had approached me with their bookkeeping need. And I had engaged with them and made some quick negotiations about the job with them. But the first time we started the process with you, the coaching with you, you started off with giving me a training on working from the place of fear versus the place of power. And that was a super foundation uh, that underlined the subsequent sessions we had. So whatever decision I was making, I had to evaluate it and rate, am I operating from a place of fear or from a place of power, a place of scarcity or from a place of knowing that there is abundance and things like that. So I had already, and you were very passionate about that. And I mean, working with you, I didn't know what to expect working with you, but when we started working, it was a completely different kind of business coaching. It was more of a therapy kind of sessions that I started having with you. And then I realized, okay, you are business coach slash therapist. And so you were more focused on my within, how I value myself, how I see myself, how I value the job that I provide, how I value the solution that I'm offering to those who come around my space. And you really stayed around that throughout working with you. You always wanted me to understand that it's not so much about what is out there. It's not so much about what others are doing. It's about what do I want? What do I want to achieve? And believing in myself and the values that I bring to the table, and not to undervalue myself or look down on myself. That was very much part of the sessions that I had with you. So in the course of those initial sessions, I realized that the job I had taken was a lot more than I was anticipating. And when we had our session, I mentioned it to you, and you told me, you encouraged me to go talk to the client and let the client know that this is what my rate is for this job. And I was very reluctant about it. I said, I had already discussed, I don't want to go back to the client. But you encouraged me to value my time, value my expertise, value my experience, and not just to, again, not to operate from a place of fear, but rather to operate from a place of power. We concluded that meeting with me saying, I'd rather not, sorry. We concluded that meeting with me saying, I'd rather not go back to the client. But after the session was over, I thought through it. And I said, well, why not? Why can't I go back to the client and put the facts before the client? And I took the strength to operate from a place of power. And I went back to the client and I said, yeah, I'm sorry, I had already discussed this with you, but the facts on the ground, the work that you have before me, this is what the rate is. And this is what my going rate also is going to be. And yeah, there was a little bit of discussion, but I did secure that job with the new rate. And that was it was a boost. It was a boost to my spirit, to my personality, to the way I saw the future. And it also made me, because the job would have taken a lot of my time. And when I look back, I would have been doing that job with that old price, and I wouldn't feel happy about it. But now I'm doing that job, and I feel happy that, yes, I am at least getting a fair deal for the job that I'm doing. So it moved very quickly from when we started working.
Yes, it did, because it's like everything that you received, you really, got it. You process, and as well, I'd like to share, like sometimes it would be okay that you took your time, because, we all need different times and space, but you just got it and you were really ready to change for something to change quickly. And as you got it, and you took the chance on yourself, like you kept taking more chances on yourself, and that started building more of your self-confidence as well.
That is true.
And would you say that was the biggest takeaway or biggest breakthrough that you had working during this journey, or were there any other takeaways and breakthroughs that you experienced and are still experiencing that will help you further on?
Yeah, I really think that foundation was very important, because I was just starting out. And I also said to myself, the first 3 months, I was going to use it to get the basics in place so that I have a foundation on which I would then start building. I just wasn't very sure how best to approach it. And I was afraid of being all over the place like I have been in the past. So having you being very passionate about this, staying focused and valuing myself, valuing what I bring to the table, and also not being so worried about what else is happening out there. It was a bit difficult for me in that when you say it doesn't matter what is happening out there. That was a bit difficult for me to internalize, because yeah, my business is out there, my customer is out there, my audience is out there. So I had to process and internalize how much more it is important that I am well-centered in myself, have the faith, have the confidence in myself, have the strength to go about my business, and then I will attract whatever it is that I was hoping to get. So it started off very well that way, but through our sessions, I did experience several moments of working with you brings me kind of peace. It brings me kind of clarity. It because I can be a very busy person in my head, but each time we come back and we talk, and even when you are also available on the course of the week, not just during the sessions, which was very helpful. So each time I'm getting distracted, you call me back to order again, and you kind of whip me back in shape. And you got me also, you also helped me even in my content. At the beginning, I was all over. I wanted to start talking all kinds of things. You helped me to narrow to what matters, to narrow to what is important now, and forget about all the other flashy things that I want to jump on talking that I think will attract popularity and things like that. Yeah. And you are also big on letting it flow from within, not just copying what is out there. Let it flow from within. And it is something that I'm still developing. It's something that I'm still developing. We are in a society where there's a lot of quantity, demand on quantity. And so if you want to go for quantity, taking the time to let it flow from within can seem to be a slow process. So, but that is something you are very big. Your sessions really helped me also with, and you encouraged me to make my very first post, get a photo of myself out there, because for many years I was silent on social media. I was in hiding for 5 good years. The pressures of immigration, relocating to the Netherlands and all of that, I was really off social media, and you encouraged me to go out there, make the post, take a picture of me now, who the me now, that was, and yeah, I made that post and it generated a lot of reactions from people. And yeah, thanks to you.
Yeah, I remember when I first encouraged you to make that post, like right before you had made a post. No, you shared it with me, and I didn't feel like it was you in it fully. It was like you were writing from your head and not your heart. And then I encouraged you to do it, and you had said that you actually had done it like straight away, and it was. And then you said it was a surprise that you didn't feel like you had it in you to write like that because it was coming from you. It was coming and not from your head or
Yeah, I
trying to.
mean, I was amazed that I could come up with 500 words just sitting down and without looking up from anywhere. It was really heartfelt post. It was a heartfelt post, honestly. And I liked that you helped me through that, because that was still the barrier. I was really I was holding myself back, and you really helped me overcome that barrier.
Yeah, it was just really wonderful to see, that I what I see in you, then you were able to see in yourself.
Yeah.
And as you started experiencing more of yourself, you started knowing without a doubt that you're going to do this. You believe in yourself no matter what happens.
Yeah.
And it grew and grew and grew. And so,
and, and you also let me know it doesn't matter if anybody likes or not. It doesn't matter if anybody comments or not. It's so that's another thing I enjoyed with working with you. No pressure. You really you work with your intuition. So there are really no pressure. There are no you must achieve this now. The days that I wasn't feeling up to it, you allowed me to take a break. So that was kind of different from a lot of the pressureful coaching out there.
yeah, and I remember as well in one of our sessions that pressure was also, in your life, most of, your life, that we found out that, there was some trauma around that it came out, and you were able to break through that, and also, to be kind and compassionate on yourself, and rest, and, to realize that, this is your life, this is our lives, and we need to be, kinder on ourselves. There's only one of us. There's no race anymore.
So true. So true.
So where are you now? Tell us, where are you today, and how are you applying everything that you've learned, everything that you experienced, and, the ongoing processes and breakthroughs and takeaways to today?
Yeah, I mean, we were working for almost 3 months. Yeah, for 3 months. So for me, that was very, very helpful for me, because it helped me to just get the basics. And the basics, it's not in material things out there, but it's internal. It's the me that I bring to the market. And that's what we worked on mostly during our sessions. And I see that as a very good foundation on which I am now working on. I can, I would always have to ask myself if I'm operating from a place of power or a place of fear. So if I am being doubtful of something, I have to pause and ask and make that reflection. If I'm worked up, I have to remember to take a break and let it and come back to it. And also the need to focus and not chase over different things. But it's also super helpful for me. Um, it doesn't matter how many people like your post, it doesn't matter how many, but just be out there, be visible, go out, speak to people about what you do. So I had the training. I talked to you about, I wanted to hold a training, and that is ongoing this week. And when we started talking about it, you asked, what is my expectation? And I said, I'm not sure what my expectation is. I don't know if 10 people are going to register or one or two. I really don't know. But I'm going to go ahead to hold a meeting. And yeah, eventually that training held today, started yesterday, and I got 3 people registering. Before the early this week, it was just one person, and I was afraid. And I said to you, I don't know, am I gonna go into this training with just one person? You encouraged me again to go for it, that I should remember the beginning of it all, what I said at the beginning, and you really encouraged me. And I'm super happy that that training held. I had 3 people, and I am very happy about it. And it's just the growth is going to be step by step, one day at a time, but there is indeed abundance out there, and it's just a matter of time, and they will all come.
Yeah, because you know who you are, you value yourself, and you have the boundaries in place to move anywhere. And where you are in the place, it's a much better, base to go anywhere from here, because you're not stressed or you're overwhelmed. And if, of course, that ever comes, you know how to take care of yourself in any way possible. You have the tools and the wisdom now from everything that you have gone through and healed and overcome. So before we end this interview, is there anything else that you would like to share for the viewers here, either about your own journey or just about investing in general, and receiving support, and how to find even maybe the right person as well? Because like you shared, you've had coaches before. Like I've also had very many different coaches, and I've applied things and I've not applied things. And yeah, so it's really, if you have any advice or even any personal experiences around that, That would be very helpful.
Yeah. Before I go to the advice, I also want to also point out another thing that working with you has also helped me to do is to get to that place where I give my rate, and if it doesn't work for someone, I let it go, and I'm not bothered about it. I'm not fretting about wanting to go for the crumbs just because I want to get the customer. It's also, working with you also helped me with that, to really be okay to not work with somebody if if the rate isn't what I want, because then I don't want to be super busy with all kinds of things, but without any reward. So that is also very helpful. And when it comes to investing in yourself, I am one person that I like to invest in myself. Now, sometimes it can be too much because of shiny object syndrome. So I definitely encourage people to invest in themselves. Just be on the lookout, because I'm also an accountant, and I talk about financial management and all of that. So you also want to invest wisely. Um, so be on the lookout, check out for someone that resonates with you, someone that connects with you. And sometimes some investment may not really yield what you expect, but investing in yourself is just a part of it. You cannot really do it in a silo. You need to be in a network of people, but you also need to work with those who light you up, those who help you to be better, not by pushing you beyond your limits, but by just helping you be the best that you can, helping you see the best that you can in yourself. And I think that's one thing that working with Anna really helped me. She just let me do it at my own pace, but in the end, I feel very relaxed and comfortable through the whole process.
Thank you so much. I'm really happy that we've had the opportunity to work together all this time, and it's just been remarkable to witness you from where you were and being able to value yourself and to really take the time to set the right foundation in place, because like what you were sharing before, about knowing who your clients are, you know who they are, and also not allowing them to waste your time as well, which is a very component of setting in the right boundaries, that you're not here to work with anyone. There are very select people who do value you and who do appreciate you, and that will reflect on you as well, and having the right boundaries in place. So it's kind of working both ways. But I'm really happy that you are where you are, and that you believe in yourself, and you're moving forward in a much more empowering way. And I know that it will always continue. What you have experienced, what you have learned, you will take with you and apply it, because you are applying it. It just became like nature, like a habit, but a natural habit.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for sharing everything that you have shared, and also I'm very happy and grateful that we have worked together this time.
I enjoyed every bit of it. I did.